In this video, I'll be talking about the most recent real estate housing market statistics for Austin, Texas from April 2023, forward-looking metrics to see where the market is heading. Have real estate prices bottomed out? Why your property taxes are going up, even though the market value of your home has gone down, and why someone would want to move in this market anyway. Make sure to leave a comment and let me know what you think is going to happen and any questions you have about Austin real estate. I'm Joyce Peterson, broker and owner of Kopa Real Estate. Before I get started, if you have plans to move, you'll want to attend one of our home selling seminars, either June 1st at 5:30 at Moonshine Grill or online on Zoom. Go to copaseminar.com to register. In Austin on May 1st, there were 8,070 active homes on the market and 4,725 homes under contract. 2,333 homes sold in the month of April at an average dollar per square foot of $280.36. Average sales price in April was $598,000, $385, and the median sales price was $471,000. Let's take a look at some charts to see if we can tell where the market's going for the rest of the year. All right, so the real estate statistics are usually looking backwards as if we're driving, looking in the rearview mirror. But if you want to know where the market's going, you want to look at more forward-looking metrics. And the three important ones that I look at are the active inventory, the median days on the market, and then the percent of homes that have had price reductions, because this gives you a more real-time view of where the market is today and going forward than homes that sold today and went under contract maybe 2 months ago. So first one that I look at is the inventory of homes, and looking at this from 3 years ago. Of course, we went through 2 years of just like super low inventory, and we started to come down, which is typical. You do see a little bit of a seasonality in the market here. We're ticking a little bit back up overall. You have to be really careful, though. This is looking at data. When we start talking about Austin, you have to ask yourself, well, what exactly is somebody talking about? So I'm looking at the Austin, Round Rock, San Marcos MSA. And so this is a very large area. If you really are looking at buying or selling, reach out to me and we can provide you with this information on a weekly basis for your particular area or zip code. And that'll tell you more about what's going on, because somebody that's selling a home up in Georgetown, Texas, that market may be a little bit different than a new home down in San Marcos, right? But this is important to just get an overall gauge of the market for the area. It's something that's interesting to look at. And if we start to see another huge bump in active listings, that'll probably tell us that we're going to see lower prices later in the year. Right now, this is still a fairly good sign for what's going on. So let's take a look at the other ones, price decreases. And price decreases last year really increased. Look at that, about 60% of the homes on the market at the end of last year had some type of price decrease. Now, everybody usually freaks out about price decreases, but in a typical normal market, many homes do have a price decrease. This is just looking at data for the last 3 years in this kind of fantasy land market that we had. But as you see right here, we're trickling back down, right? And that's a good sign that sellers aren't having to reduce their price quite as much. And I know that's what we're seeing on our listings, right? And then next, let's take a look at the median days on the market, right? And again, looking at this, last year really went up very quickly, right? Flattened out. And now we're going back down and then kind of settling right here for the last few weeks. So these are three charts that we're going to be looking at going forward through the rest of the year and really paying attention to, because on a week by week basis, last year I could basically feel the market just based on what happened for a couple of weeks and then looking at the statistics about where things were going to go. And so if you're planning on putting your home on the market or buying a home, definitely contact us so that we can be providing this information for you as well, and you can take a look at it and make the best decisions for yourself. About this time last year, we saw interest rates increase at a rate never been seen before, along with a dramatic increase in the number of homes on the market. As a result, buyer demand dropped off the cliff, which caused prices to fall around here almost as much as anywhere in the country. Of course, our prices had also gone up so much we had farther to fall. Many buyers, especially those influenced by social media predictions, held off buying, thinking they could wait for prices to crash like in 2008. Instead of seeing a 2008 crash, this spring has seen a resurgence in buyer demand. It appears buyers have gotten used to interest rates in the 6% range and have realized we aren't going back to 3% rates anytime soon and likely not forever. In addition, we've not seen a spike in new listings like we did in the weeks after Easter last year. 4 of the last 6 homes we listed had more than one offer. Now, that doesn't mean the market's returning to the 2021 craziness. I don't expect that we will see that again. Even when we have multiple offers today, the homes are not selling for $200,000 over asking price. But it does mean, at least for now, real estate prices have bottomed out. We won't really know until later in the year if this is just normal spring seasonal increase in buyer demand or the new normal market, because it's still entirely possible for worse economic data to come out later in the year. For example, Austin has been one of the largest cities hit by tech layoffs. Until last week, I didn't have anyone contact me to sell their home due to losing their job and having to relocate. In the last week, I've had 2 families contact me in that situation. And it could be coincidence or something we look back on in 6 months of a sign of more to come. The Austin Board of Realtors just hired a full-time economist. In a recent interview with KXAN, Claire Losey said that when asked the direction of the market is heading, we're going to see probably continue to see a little bit of a decline or maybe some flatlining. The effects will be mitigated by that stronger job growth, which tends to translate into higher demand for housing. Only time will tell. But what do you think is going to happen? Leave a comment and let me know. Market value down, but the tax value up. What's going on? So if you've looked at your 2023 property tax assessment, you may notice something strange that's been confusing many people. Real life property values are down compared to last year. But for many people, the assessed value of your home has actually gone up. So how is that possible? Well, for many homeowners with a homestead exemption, the maximum your assessed value could go up in a year is 10%. What that means is after the run-up in prices over the last few years, many homes are assessed at significantly under the true market value of the home. And this is just a hypothetical situation, but somebody may have a home that was worth $800,000 last year with an assessed value of only $600,000. In 2023, the market value might be $700,000, but now the assessed value is $660,000 after the 10% increase. So in that situation, the market value dropped $100,000 and the assessed value increased $60,000. Even worse, a homeowner in this scenario can expect that the assessed value go up again in 2024. So there may be some good news for property taxes. In the Texas legislature, there are 2 competing proposals for tax relief for homestead properties. One increases the homestead exemption amount, and the other reduces the cap from 10% to 5%. We'll have to wait and see if either gets adopted for this year. And finally, who's buying and selling right now? At our last home selling seminar, someone asked me this question. She didn't think anybody would want to move with higher interest rates. But my answer was people want to live a better life sooner than later. And there's no real expectation that prices are going to go back to 2021. So we have clients that are moving for all kinds of reasons. They realize we aren't going back to that. It's not going to be like a light switch. And at the same time, all of us only get so many more turns around the sun. So if you've been waiting for the market to stabilize, now is the time. Sign up for one of our home selling seminars or contact me directly at 512-791-7473 to strategize about your situation. Thanks for watching, and we appreciate all your comments and support.